Great morning, everyone. Well, the Orange Menace is not happy today. He's on his way to Nato Summit. Yesterday's bragging. I got them to stop and it's peace. And, the minute he gets it out of his mouth, Israel bombs Iran again. So Trumpenstein's not happy. He doesn't get his Nobel Peace Prize. And that's what it's all about. I need the peace. Obama got one. I want one. He's telling him, don't bomb. Israel, don't bomb. It's all about my peace prize. I need my prize. Yeah. No, there's no peace prize for you, doofus. So he's out there screaming and cussing on the White House lawn this morning that he's not happy. They didn't listen to him, the Grand Poobah. They don't give a rat's ass what this fool says. So anyway, let's look and see now which direction do I want to look at this. Let's see what's going to happen at the NATO Summit. Let's ask it that way. What's going to happen at the NATO Summit? Yeah. So I'm going to do the short read with this again. What's going to happen at the NATO Summit? He wants to pull out of NATO. Doesn't like NATO at all. He's going to go and try to throw his weight around. As usual, I'm the most important person on the planet. I am American. You need to listen to me. Yeah, right, sure. Talk to the hand. So, let's see what's driving it. The first thing is being out in the cold. Okay? He's outside. They don't see him as a grand part of NATO anymore. He's like the annoying little brother that you got to deal with. Okay? Not happy. NATO's not happy because this fool started all this idiocy. So it's about where it's going. Of course, they're going to be looking at where this is moving to, and they don't like what's coming. The seeds have been planted, the harvest is there, and now they got to deal with this because of, yet again, this idiot. Okay? So, coming into it, we have, his stupidity, his insanity, the insanity of the craziness and the emotions out of control coming into this. Rapidly, what's coming rapidly, and about the fight, the new information about the fight, etc., new happenings that they have to now deal with because of this fool. Today, they're going to have messages out there about what to do, about the fight, about information. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let me get these cards, turn them over. About the manipulation, okay? The manipulation that's taking place. How do we deal with this manipulation today? How do we make this massive change going forward? And feeling pushed to the edge, having to defend with what's going on now. The challenge is they want a victory, okay? The challenge is wanting a victory. But let's see what we have here underneath. The overseas things, the actions being done. looking overseas, looking at the actions, and wanting to move this forward to something better. That's the challenge. The challenge is the victory and to get this to move. Okay, to get them to listen. Now that we've had this full, start this drama. So we have here the potential outcome is what are the desires? What is it behind all of this? Okay, what is it that they really want? Things being overturned. Okay, they want to have a ceasefire and build something. So they're going to try to prevail to cooler heads, hopefully, overturn this and build something better. The outside influence, though, is, this continuing barrage going forward. Okay, club in hand. This abuse of power, which, of course, Trumpenstein did. All in all his, wonderful brilliance to get his Nobel Peace Prize. I'm just going to bomb the hell out of him and then say, now it's time for peace. Yeah, it always works well that way. And then trying to figure out the next move. Okay. So he goes, abuses his power, and now they've got to figure out the next move. Underneath of it all, because we have what he's trying to birth in America. We have what's hidden. Okay, so let's see what's hidden. One thing that needs to be revealed. He did this on his own. Okay? Yeah. The family, the whole thing, the whole structure. This Magatonian ideology, the repugly ugly drama. And it could be, just family around the planet when it comes to this control of the actions. They want to temper this. They want to temper this actions that this fool has done, which is, just made everything worse. So they are going to bring out concrete messages today and messages about the actions that we need to put into place and shedding light on the subject about all the pain this is causing. Okay. And last but not least, wanting to block any new action. Okay? And they want, he who would be king to walk away out of this. Okay? They want him to keep his nose out of it. Oh, is that a surprise? I don't think that's a surprise. Try to keep this fool out of it. So if we break it down, they don't like the harvest, what's coming, new information coming out, feeling stressed, pushed to the edge, wanting to get to someplace better, and so they're going to try to come together and work on this. Where this is going rapidly, they want to see this, want to make a massive change. They're looking at the manipulations that are happening now overseas and wanting to overturn this, suspend it. Of course, Trump there is out in the cold with this insanity, and the messages coming out, new information about the victory because of his desires. Yeah. So the center of all this is about the manipulation. or the change, as above, so below, making this change rapidly about overseas. There's going to be messages coming out about the fight and about, having to defending, about new information about victory, wanting a victory, and the craziness, wanting to move away from his insanity, okay, and manipulations. So rapidly coming, again, where this is going, when it comes to the changes, more information about Trump's insanity. Rapidly, he's out in the cold, and they're going to be defensive. They don't like the harvest, so they're going to be speaking out more about this, what to be done with it. When it comes to the overseas things, the manipulations, they want this overturned, suspended. They want a victory and going forward to something better. So they're going to try to bring out messages about how to work together to end some of this nonsense. And the desires, what both sides are looking for, and about this defensive drama happening. So let's go ahead and we'll do a clarifying read and see what it says about this. But they are fed up with Trump. He jumped in there and made this 10 times worse. So if he thinks he's going to go there and throw his weight around and, like he did at one summit where he pushed the guy aside and, I'm the big man and move out of my way and, well, that shit's not going to happen this time, I guarantee it. So let's look and see what it's going to tell us in the clarifying read. So this is NATO. And then after that, I want to do a clarifying read on Trump at NATO. Yeah, just Trump's. Yeah. But this one is about NATO. What's happening at NATO today? Okay. It's about, the care and concern. Families, people that are for welfare of people. About this fight that's ongoing, pushing forward in the midst of this, and rapidly what's taking place. Okay, it's about, they're going to put out their strong ideology about what should be done. And the message about actions to be done. On a new path going forward, trying to make something better out of this. Concrete things that we can do, actions we can take rapidly. And about this walking away from some of this emotionality, choices to be made in the path, choices to be made, and the insanity of this, okay? About the insanity that's going on. They want the new path, trying to figure a way to get them to walk away from this stuff and the choices being made in life. We had this unmoving mental space, okay? When it comes to tempering things, the unmoving mental space about the actions that they want to do. when it comes to the whole family of drama, concrete happenings. But we have wanting a victory. When it comes to democracy or being able to control your emotions, how to control the emotions, what is the takeaway of this? Who's trying to get away with what? The mental realm, what they need to leave, what they're hanging on to, and trying to build something together. And I think that out in the cold, this would be Trumpenstein, pretty much out in the cold with what's being held on to. They just are holding on to their parameters. When it comes to the fishtails and the drama, because this affects the world, and they have got the evidence in hand, okay? They are going to basically, looks like, looking deeper because they see this could be a potential tower moment, okay? So they're coming together and trying to make it better, trying to talk some sense into these ones about their actions and their mental state, underneath of it all. So trying to coordinate something better. Now I'm going to do a clarifying read. I want to look at, Mr. Pissed because he's not going to get his Nobel Peace Prize now. Thinking he's the most important man on the planet. And they all need to listen to him because he knows better than anybody. And yet he's the fool that caused all of this. He wouldn't listen to the intel because he knows better and he's damn well going to just do it. So let's look at what is the mental space of Trump over there today. The Orange Menace. Agent Orange. The Mango Mussolini, the Toddler and Thief, what is his mental state there? What's going on? In the mind of insanity on its way over there, about a new path. For him, it's about the monetary things and stuff. They're going to stop the shipment of oil from getting through. And that's just going to ruin Trump's day entirely because that's going to make gas prices go up here. And he was all proud about how he's lowering gas prices. So, this is absolutely detrimental to him, okay? Juggling, going up there juggling things. He's alone. Yeah, he's alone in this. That's not a surprise, okay? It's about his mind, the mind drama that he's got. Okay, the heavy mind drama that he's got, unyielding, unmoving, and the consequences of his actions, the things that he's done. And he's alone in this. When it comes to the consequences of the actions, and they want to tempering him, he's going to feel like they're trying to temper him, okay? They're isolating him. And here he is, his stance when it comes to the White House, okay? He's going to be out there. I have the right to do what I did. Okay, but there will be messages coming out. Maybe he's going to try to talk, but they're isolating him, and they're going to move forward to temper. Okay, there will be moving forward to temper. So what's being worked on is he's feeling pushed to the edge, defending his actions on what he thinks he's going to offer up, or what's being offered up to him. A new cup. New cup is being offered up. Something hidden. Let's see what's hidden to be revealed. This plan of charging forward rapidly moving forward, because there will be an agreement when it comes to long term of what's being handed out. And for Trump, he's feeling a tower moment. Okay, he's feeling depressed, isolated in what they're handing out, and the judgments that are coming down on him, and trying to overturn the nonsense that he's done to gain some justice when it comes to Trump and the actions that he did and how it's affecting the world. Okay? With things up in the air, and they're going to talk about his abuse of power. Okay? He may feel like he's being abused there. Okay? Because they are going to be talking about taking actions when it comes to what's being done in America. Okay. So he's going to feel put upon. He's going to feel isolated. He's going to have to try to justify himself. And, all of that's going to be going on in his little pea brain, trying to justify what he did. So he's going to be feeling isolated. They're not putting him on a pedestal, so he's going to pout. He's going to be upset with what they're doing. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll have to see if the cards are right or wrong when it comes to this, but they're going to work to try to make things better. And he's going to be in there trying to justify himself and feeling isolated and feeling, that they're mean to him and they're abusing him and, all of the drama. So he's going to be in his little pity party over there and trying to say that he was right and, they should have listened to him and he should get the Peace Prize and yada, yada, yada. All of his mental loops and justifications to make himself right, when he is a big cause of this problem. Okay? But of course, everybody else is the cause because they didn't listen to him. He told them to quit. Now that he's bombed them, okay, now that he's aided Israel, they should just, be glad and say, yeah, let's broker a peace deal now. Yeah, it always works that way. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll have to see how this plays out. Oh, my Lord. The idiot and thief. Oh. Yeah, he's stewing now. He's stewing. because nobody can tell him he's wrong. So it's all their fault. Anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.